Hi there, it's Miss Mason here. We have been reading all about the pond habitats. We read the story Life in a Pond, and we learned about all different kinds of plants and animals that live in a pond. The pond habitat has shallow water, which means that it's not very deep. We can walk in it and land around all sides of the body of water. There are plants and animals that live in and around the pond. Some animals live in the pond water, and some animals live around the edge of the pond. Remember, we read in our story and found out about all different kinds of plants and animals. We're going to make a list of all the plants and animals that live on and in and around the pond. Let's think for a moment. Can you think of any plants and animals that live in a pond? Very good. Let's start out with this animal. This animal is a turtle. Very good. So we're going to write plants on this side and animals on this side. Let's start out by writing turtles. Turtles live in and around a pond. Turtles. Turtles live in the pond habitat. I also saw lots of trees in our pond habitat. Is that a plant or an animal? A tree is a plant. So we're going to write it on this side. Trees. Trees live around the pond. There's also some short green plants that grow all the way around the pond. That's called grass. You may have some grass in your front yard. Grass grows around the pond, which makes it a plant in the pond habitat. I also saw lots of fish. Fish swim in ponds. Are fish a plant or an animal? Fish is an animal that lives in the pond habitat. Very good job. Fish. Let's think of another animal. This animal that lives in a pond says quack, quack. What animal says quack that lives in a pond? A duck. Very good job. Ducks live in the pond habitat. Ducks live in the pond habitat, and they're animals, so they're going to go on this side. There's also another animal that lives in the pond habitat. This animal says ribbit, ribbit. Do you know what animal says ribbit? A frog. Very good job. Frog starts with the letter F. Frog. Frog. And frogs like to jump on these type of plants. If you remember in our story Thumbelina, we learned about this plant where Thumbelina landed in the pond. It's a lily pad. Is a lily pad a plant or an animal? It's a type of plant. Remember, its long roots goes down into the water. So a lily pad is a plant that lives in the pond habitat. We also learned about cattails. Cattails can mean a tail that's on a cat. But when we're talking about the pond habitat, we're talking about cattails that are a plant. Those long, fluffy things that grow in a pond, those are called cattails. Cattails. It's a type of plant. We also learned about raccoons. Raccoons are an animal that live around the pond too. Raccoons. All right. This is an excellent list of all the plants and animals that live in a pond. The plants that live on and in a pond are trees, grass, lily pads, and cattails. The animals that live in a pond are turtles, fish, ducks, frogs, and raccoons. Great job talking all about pond plants and animals.